will stay in the Sandang district, away from Kompong Thom Center, maybe 1 hour by drive, the car.
Our first introduction in the Disray restaurant. It's a wholesome moment when I get to meet everyone from different countries.
Well, the experience was really amazing. I had really no idea beforehand what was going to happen.
Very surprised about the place. I was literally thinking we're just gonna camp somewhere. And then we arrived there in this like luxury hotel.
DTA has been doing it since 2015 from Tohoku area, Northeast Japan. Then previous DTA is worked with more client. We set the client, then send designer to work together. But this time we focus on more community. And especially this project, we foster intermediate player which connect between inside outside of the region. For this time, my gonna be like keep central position for the organizer side of DTA Cambodia.
Shortly, can you introduce yourself? Name or
When we start this door to Asia, I developed my image since 2018 or 2019 already. My inner practice of the image, yes, and I already chosen the person who we want to learn from them. It means that the local community members. This time we have two different type of the people in the local. And the one is that we call the coordinator, local coordinator, the person who guide us or the person who lead us to the village or to the people or to the something we really want to learn. And I already imagine about the local coordinators. Another group is in the village. They live in the village as very normal, as they in their way, inside of like their life or their philosophy of the life tells us the many things. So this type of the people, they don't imagine themselves as they can tell or they can teach something for other people. But when we meet together with them, we learn a lot from them.
We got to see a lot of the existing but slowly dying kind of cultures that are in the future of Cambodia. So the 5th and 6th century temples in a beautiful forest, and I found it really interesting, the roots shared in India and also Thailand, and how the motifs and the religious concepts are still kind of existing within the Cambodia.
When we all gather at a very small hill, it was the first time where everyone sort of like come together to talk about what Door to Asia is and what we're planning to do. And when we deciding the theme, so we all stand in front of a very small mountain in a circle, and I was assigned with Samia to work on spirit and soul.
The concept of the Door to Asia is kind of that gem hunting in our previous society and get that gem to bring for the future society.
at Ompa's farmhouse, and yeah, because she's fighting to stay on the land despite so many people from this community, the Khoi community, leaving the land for other opportunities, and especially a lot of companies doing rubber plantation. And for her, she wants to keep her way of living and is super independent and self-sufficient. We also went like another day, like to see some kind of a demonstration field and to see the community center. So that was actually the first day. And then we actually come back to the hotel, and then we went to another village, to this farmhouse, and we stayed the night. So that was 2 days and 1 night.
People, they have a great sense of solidarity. They can work together very well. During our stay, they have, working with one another.
As you can see, open space, authentic food, authentic people, nice, and I learned a lot of new cultures. Cultures in many aspects: music, food, people, and even the cultures of pooping and bathing in the open space.
Very new thing for me, because before COVID, I based in Kompong Thom quite a long year, and I always repeatedly say to many people that Kompong Thom have amazing people, and Kompong Thom is the kind of the basement of the many learning for the future. So it means that the Kompong Thom is kind of the connecting place or the past and the future.
We went to a local village that is a local village of the Khoi community, and I was there with both Chudayan, and we were visiting the village of Wilwayn, and we were met by Bundy. She was nice, and I get to know a lot about her tradition. It was quite an eye-opening experience, because I asked a lot about community in the village, and I was being a little bit private. Meeting the local grandpas. There are grandpas that are involved in that have talents in crafting local products, such as basket, or creating farming tools such as sickles and other local farming tools.
And we also got to meet the ironsmith, who was part of the community which would work with raw iron ore, which is found on the mountain, and then they would come to melt it. But now, because I think iron objects and knives and such are easily available.
But both of the cases where I met both grandpas, they said that there is no one to continue their legacy in, for example, in their crafting skills, or take over their jobs, because it's not productive, or it's not economical for their family. My time with Samia, I think we really enjoyed entering the forest. One of them was entering the community forest, guided by a local Khoi farmer. He was we were guided, and we were told some of the tradition to enter the forest. I had never entered a forest before, so it was a bit frightening, but the process that he guided to respect the forest, and as we enter, we ask about the local flora and fauna. It seems very calm and peaceful to be inside the forest.
The area that we are more deeply to understand about their belief, their cultures, and also the spirit. So why it connecting each others, and why it's so important for their life.
even on the villages, there are a lot of places where there's like little bumps on the ground. It's an indication that there is an ancient structure from the Sambor Prei city, the underground. So it was very focused on this kind of connection between the temple and the history with the everyday life of the people living in those villages. Even we visit, for instance, like an house of someone on the side of the road that they were using some bricks of the ancient structures in their little vegetable garden in front of the house. So is this the tangible part of it, like how the traditional housing in the village also coexists with the ancient architecture, and also the intangible, for instance, crafts, culture, like the foods.
I had to do more with food, so I think we kind of wanted to make sure that we use more local produce, everything that was used, the local spices by the locals already. So I think that was our target, and to embrace that and to bring it to modern use. So I think burgers was one thing which we realized would be a perfect combination in regards to bringing the West and the East together.
Actually, it's not like my first time, but this time I get to look into the details and talk to people and actually understand more on how they feel with their houses.
The area I met many community in the old building area. That is a quiet area. I think because this is the most of the own people. So many own people and many children in this community.
And it's very rare. When we were looking, it's really rare that there's a house that still have everything intact.
I'm seeing there are many beautiful architecture. Is a French colonial style building, and some building mixed with a Chinese together.
I heard from the neighbor that those two houses never get any maintenance. So we got into one of them, which is the grandma and grandfather's house. My first impression actually going to it was like, wow, it's like a feeling. It's old, but it's beautiful at the same time. There's so many things in place, like the floors, I can actually feel it, and it's like 100 years old floor, but it looked really new. Only the ceiling and the walls is a bit old, but there's still many features that we can see. I was happy that they let us in and get to take pictures and stuff. Yes, and get to talk to them and understand them more.
And we also had this conversation in the morning where we asked my son about the Kui writing language, and she mentioned that there was none. So that the Kui community uses Khmer alphabet to transcript their Kui oral language. So we thought that suddenly the idea of the encyclopedia, which was like basically like how to archive knowledge.
I remember there's one morning. There was one morning that Manorom talked to Mike about, okay, can Kui people is able to read? And Mike said that not really. This is just the moment of it, like our life changing moment. Maybe the project changing moment. Like, okay, we need to reconstruct our idea. So it cannot be encyclopedia because they cannot read well. So if we do something like that, it become like something for us, something for outsider. It's not something for insider. because we want to empower them from the inside out. It's not they need to like understand themselves, like be proud of themselves first. But if we produce something they cannot like understand, it's useless. So we need to change the concept. So from the encyclopedia, there's a lot of text. It's become like kind of some game, like a playing card.
So we wanted to keep that idea of archiving knowledge, but in a more accessible way. So then came the idea of the cards. I don't remember how it came. So those cards then we designed in a way that there would be very few texts, still text, but like very few, and on important, like significant things about Kuk community. So it can be like some plants that they forage in the wild. It can be some concept about their way of farming or living. It can be some people who are like key people in the community who are like doing like role models, like umpats, or like community organizers, young like Bangtana.
After going to the field to meet so many inspiring people and getting all their stories together, it was a lot to take in, but we also have a lot of ideas coming out from that. To me and Samia, the first thing to do is actually not to think about those stuff, but to actually sit down and sketch first, like what do you want to draw and what story we wanted to share from exhibition, but turning it to like a website. But because we were thinking that website, not a lot of people in the province would be able to interact with, we started with the most traditional thing, which is a book. We get to combine the different styles of our work together, but also to be able to share our drawing process or our ideation process.
伝統的な、建築であるとか、模様のものを、テリー先生と一緒に、たくさん拝見させてもらった中で、僕たちも装飾自体がとても美しいっていうのを感じたり、その装飾自体も何かすごい独自性のものがあったりとかっていうのがあって、すごくオリジナリティというものを僕らも感じたので、例えばで、その中でアイディアで、この建物は例えば、トラディショナルな家をそのまま保っていますっていう風な家を例えばいくつかピックアップして、その中の家から、コンテスト的なものをやったら面白いんじゃないかとかっていうアイディアだったり、そういう装飾を使って、例えば T シャツにプリントをしたり、何か分からないですけど、例えばタトゥーであるとか、何かそういう装飾を自分たちに身近なものに、置き換えれないかなというふうな、意見が出ていました。その中で、チームさんと、マイさんとの、ディスカッションの中で、例えばその美しい家フォトコンテストみたいなのの、あの家ってこの写真のあれだよねとか、T シャツに入ってるこの柄のあそこの家にあの柄があるよねとかっていうのって面白いよねみたいなディスカッションしている中で、Where we are っていうのは、クメール語で何て言うんだろうっていう風なところを言ってたら、なあなあっていうだよってなあなあって言うんだよっていう風なのを教えてもらって、でそのなあなあっていう響き自体もポップで可愛いし、何かじゃあそれをロゴというか、何かそのマークみたいなものを作ってしまって、もうちょっと分かりやすく、届きやすいようなものにパッケージできないかなというところで、なあなあっていう 名前と、それに合わせたロゴマークを作ろうというところで、制作の方は動きました。以上です。
We come up with an idea. Actually, we were talking in a cafe after lunch, and we feel, after visiting the house, we feel really good. We were surprised. Everyone feel happy and connected with the house owner. So we want to do something to be able to have other people experience the same thing as us. That's why we come up with an idea of opening, suggesting that the house can be like an open house. For other people, visitor to visit grandma, and have it like a place where there's art on it, maybe like fixing some of the places in the house and have it look beautiful, and some also, because some are already beautiful by itself, we don't have to do anything, so and just be there for people to listen to the story and learn more about the architectures. Both Min and me have background related to video production, so we feel like we want to do something to like visualize the idea we have, the project we want to propose.
The short film, I want to tell some story about the Phnom Penh girls who visit house in Kompong Thom and build relationship between building people in the community and new friends from abroad.
Tới Phnom Penh cô.
We have a presentation in the Chambori Pagoda, and this idea comes from through the conversation between the local coordinators. One is Ben, and then one another is Miss Sukuntari. The three of us talking about how can we organize. And at that time, in my mind already, we would like to choose some of the place public and everybody can access, and not many people feel uncomfortable. It means that some place to familiar with their life for the local people.
And so the ending was like asking them to raise their card with the tree, showing the tree, and think of them as a tree, and like the tree, like the human, we cannot be alone, and we need to connect, and then when we connect, we become a forest. So to be honest, this one, I'm not sure how the audience took it, but us as the presenters, it was very meaningful for us.
My homestay experience in Hui's village is also very remarkable experience for me, because even though I am a social entrepreneur and also used to work on development industries, I never got a chance to stay in Hui community and learn about the cultures, about the people.
Honestly, I have no connection, any connection between the creative people based in Cambodia or the Cambodian creators at all. So I was stuck in that point, and also I really afraid that I have no connection. I don't know anybody who working or the create in the creating field in Phnom Penh or in Cambodia. And I share honestly about our Door to Asia core team. So they on that point, it means that 2 months ago, just 2 months ago, we starting up to try to connect together with the Cambodian creators.
Out of all of this, like every day during the residency program, every day to me was always a happy one. I enjoyed every single moment during the residency program, like the interaction with the people in the village, the interaction with the members, and also the activities that we're doing, the games or the work. It's not any tiring process. It's a process made out of fun, that also has a purpose. And to me, I think I'm going to treasure as part of my experience.